And I would like to say welcome back, because we're tapping into the goals, the dreams, the aspirations, alignment. When I say the spiritual assignment, I'm in here listening. Your girl's been on her jazz. She's been on that smooth jazz lately. Feel like I know the song. But no, we are finna to just go ahead. This is going to be our weekly energy check-in. Happy Monday to you and your loved ones. And I hope that you get everything that you genuinely do want. But in order to get it, you do have to be asking for it. And then you got to show up for it when it does come into your reality. So let me pull up my my chakra cards. I'm gonna get the shadow cards too, because so this is how I'm gonna do it. On Mondays, I'll do our full shadow read. We have a Wednesday like energy check-in, and then Friday be like a chakra check-in, or whatever the energy is telling me to pull on. I'll just do it that way. How about that? But Mondays is gonna be a full deep dive. So let me get my chakra cards. And of course, only take what resonates and leave the rest for who it do. As well as my podcast is back up and running. And the Patreon goes live April 2nd. So yeah. Alright, Spirit, give me clear and concise messages when it comes to this reading. Anyone sending me any negative energy, I ask that energy is returned to sender. I want to do these shadow cards. I did get both shadow decks, but this one is like what you would write into a journal. So if you do want the journal ones for that, that is actually going to be more on my Patreon. That is a sacred space. It's Kay's intuitive message. Sacred space. It will be linked down below when I do go live, but that'll be, today is the 30th, so I mean, I said April 2nd. What day is that on? Is that Thursday? Thursday? So yeah, it goes live Thursday. But yeah. So yes, I will just put it down below, but you can still, I'm pretty sure you can. You probably won't be able to see it because it's not unlocked. It doesn't, I don't unlock it until the 2nd, but yeah, I'll still do it. Look, I'm shuffling and cards flying. I'm just trying to get a good shuffle in the deck. And I seen completion that came out. So that means that you have went through another cycle. Orange is your sacral chakra. So that means that you are tapping back into your creativity. I seen shared wisdom that came out. So that means whatever you are put here to do, it is time for you to actually get locked in on that. So I'm going to do it differently. I won't be using no tarot for this one. Yeah, I'm not being called to use no tarot. So I will just use, I'll do a 4-card spread on this. And then for the chakra cards, it will be a 3-card spread. And the 4-card spread, when it comes to the shadow cards, it will be, I'm going to use one of the ones for the deck. So it'll be simple, easy. And then, of course, you apply to your situation, work, love, life, whatever you may be into, going through. They don't always have to be difficult, which is the beauty of why I prefer to use certain cards. And whatever works for you, please, by all means, always use that. I'm not saying that this may work for you, but it is a shadow deck and a chakra deck. So this is about working with your inner child, past versions of you. And then the chakra is like, what is it, maybe tension that you're holding on to that you can release. So let me get one of our spreads, and I'll put them, of course, in the description box below. So for the shadow cards, we are doing I would say we're doing, this is a intentional landscape. The first card would be, what is it that you need to focus on? Whatever patterns or wounds do you need to tend to? The second one would be your shadow card. What parts of your unconscious are playing a role in it? The third would be your action step. How can you show up for the internal work? And then the fourth one would be how to transmute this so that you can manifest clearing this out, right? So the first one is, what is it that you need to focus on when it comes to your patterns and your wounds? Let's see. For the first card, we get compassion that comes out for what parts unconsciously is playing a role. You see how that flew out? We got the creator. And of course, I will read the excerpts on each of these. And then for the action step, what can you do to show up for the internal work? It's faith. And then for how you're going to transmute this is, because I actually am still learning these cards, sacred sexuality, but I know these in themselves. So for the ones I don't know, I will always read it. But I do actually know these cards. So what is it that you need to focus on? Your compassion with yourself. This is where it's like you need to start releasing yourself, the past version of you. You need to start understanding why you had to go through what you went through and the lessons that you need to learn from that. Now, unconsciously, what is playing the role of the creator? So it's kind of like, this is where it's like, do you not know the power you actually hold? Like, do you understand how much personal power you do have? Do you understand how much free will you have? Are you actually actively doing that work? The creator is like the wand energy. This would be like your ace of wands. Like, are you actually taking that initiative step to get things done? And then like with the faith comes here, it's kind of like we always want this instant gratification to come into play. We want it in the now, in the 3D. When are you even aligned there spiritually? Have you actually done that internal work? And so it's like, if you're showing up for the internal work, do you like, you just need to have that mustard seed to know that whatever you're working on, with you actively showing up doing this healing work, you will be able to do this. Sexuality is actually you connecting with your sensual self, your sexual self, you exploring parts of you that, you know, maybe society, even people around you, you've allowed other people into your energy and your space, and they may have used you in ways that you do not agree with. Have you healed with that? Are you showing compassion with this? And then, like I stated, but we are in Aries season, and this is looking like, it's like you bucking up on something. So it's kind of like, I need you to actively do that work. I need you to actively go after whatever this that you are creating. I need you to do that work. I need you to sit with yourself. All parts of you, love on you as much as possible. So with you transmuting this energy, it's like you tapping more into your creativity, actively doing so, believing in the things that you want is going to come true. Having the compassion to forgive yourself. Be patient with yourself. This is where you got to balance out whatever it is in the 3D so that it can come in. So do that for yourself. And then with the chakra cards, I will do, let me pull up my chakra cards. Let's see. We're gonna do since we're doing shadow work, so we need to align ourselves with our center. So this would be like removing any blockages, right? So when it comes to your solar plexus, because sacred sexuality is pulling on your solar plexus, right? This is your orange. This is the one below, above the root chakra. So you do need to make sure you are grounded when it comes to things. So it's kind of like, this is where we're going to remove any blockages, right? So the first step is going to be, what do you perceive as the problem? So what is it that you're not being compassionate about when it comes to this, right? Recovery. Purple, your third eye. So it's kind of like, when you go through things mentally and or emotionally, are you ruminating on them? Are you not actually pouring into that compassion when it comes to this? And what would create this breakthrough for yourself? So what is it that you can actively do in the 3D when it's coming up for your internal work? What is it that you can do? So it's like, of course you need to actively show up for it, but what can you actually do? So what chakra would you focus on would be the quest. The blue is your throat chakra. So it's kind of like exploring, speaking your truth, working through your truth. So how can you show up your creativity to do this internal work? This is based on the cards. You're going to want to tap into your creativity when it comes to clearing out your throat chakra. So maybe it's like speaking the truth of something that you have gone through and you have not been compassionate with yourself. figure out how, like, maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to just audio journal. Maybe you need to go on a walk. Maybe you need to find some music that actually does resonate with that part of you to be compassionate. You need to do some more releasing, and that is okay. We all have release work. And so what is it that you need to sit with and work through this? What is blocking? So what isn't? So it's kind of like you take longer to recover through your quest, through your side quest, prayer. So that's what I'm saying. Faith. Both of these are mirroring themselves when it comes to this third card. So your blockages. So there is like, you need to actually believe, and I don't know what it's going to require you to believe. Maybe you have seen so many things that have like deterred you from actually believing, and whether it's yourself, whatever the case may be, whatever this is, you need to actually actively do this work when it comes to your prayer. And so what must you do to create what you desire? So this is, once again, so both of these are going to, like, they're mirroring them, each other. Let's see. And the prayer is coming from your self-esteem. You know, this is like your inner power, which is your solar plexus. And then you get perseverance, orange. And of course, I actually am still learning these cards as well. So let's see. We're gonna start backwards. Perseverance is, this card refers to the movement and true feelings. Focus on which supports you. You may have a heightened emotional state, and this card can inspire you or discourage you. You're being offered a way of getting something back on track. So with you actively showing up for something, you pouring into this, whether it's a goal, a dream, a relationship, whatever it is, through active and the physical work of doing something, getting back on track, which is the quest. So you're going back through another ascension, but it does require you to actively show up for this. Let's see. So can I ignore the feelings of that at that? Can I ignore the feelings that would sidetrack me? Will I let go of fear and perseverance? So this is your breakthrough. This is unseen help at work, feeling taken for granted, overcoming doubt. So that is what you really need to actually sit down with yourself and work through this energy. And so it's like, once you can finally do this, you know, you need to feel like, as you're going through this quest, I want you to imagine yourself, you know, being wrapped in a cloak of energy. And this is going to be the prayer that's guiding you. And once you make it to the end of whatever this destination is, I want you to feel like you're looking through a glass wall. And I want you to see all of your goals like a line through a timeline. And I want you to step forward through that glass. Like, I want you to walk straight through it, through each achievement. But it does require, that means you actively have to do the work. So if you said, you know, by March, or, well, we're in past March. If you said, let's say Memorial Day weekend, you want to have 100 subscribers on your channel. Are you telling people to subscribe to your channel, or are you telling people to follow you? Are you actively even showing up on that said channel? Do that work. And once you realize that that cloak is going to fall off of your back, because it's like you're actively doing the work. You don't need to be pushed all the time. You can just go through it. So let go of the past so that you can complete whatever this is. And your recovery, you will have to recover less often, because of the simple fact that you're just actively, just continuously moving forward. Continue to move forward. Do not stop. Do not stop. So when it comes to how you're going to show up for this, I need you to sit with the sacral in your solar plexus. So when you're sitting in your solar plexus, which is, so pretty much you need to focus on your lower three chakras. So your root chakra, your solar plexus, no, your sacral chakra, and then your solar plexus. You need to sit with those three. You need to be eating your food, and this is the springtime, so you need to be heavily eating fruits and vegetables, making sure you're getting alkaline as possible, because when this energy comes up, it may cause any type of indigestion. And so you're going to want to make sure you're working through that. And then because you're using your throat chakra to clear this out, Therefore, it's going to have to come up. So if there's any type of mucus buildup, you need to make sure you're actively clearing it out. So you need to be taking your cayenne pepper, your cinnamon around this time. Those are some things that you're going to actively do. You want to eat your bananas, making sure you're getting your potassium in, because when you're working through this energy, your muscles are going to need more potassium so that they can push through this. You're also going to need 2 things, vitamin D3 with K2. Personally, go out there and get some fucking sun. That is going to help your third eye, and that is going to actually make sure that your pineal gland is not calcified, because you don't want that to happen, which is what's the issue, is that you've been holding on to a lot of things, replaying them in your mind continuously and not speaking up for them, which is actually causing calcium deposits in the body, making it harder for this energy to go through. And therefore, you can't get things done if you're not actively doing the work. But sit with whatever the energy is that you may be going through when it comes to your emotional situation, whatever it's not that you're not compassionate about. And you don't have to do all of this at once. Just pick one. If you have, saying somebody hurt you in the 6th grade and you have a fear of being seen, sit with that energy. Why do we have that fear? Why am I holding on to that? How can I actively show up for myself? What is it that I can speak on and I can just do it today? And if I allow myself, put yourself on a time span, 21 days, 30 days, 60, whatever it is, with that one task, move forward and just move on to the next one. Of course, I will be showing up here more doing my shadow pulls, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not saying you gotta heal rapidly, but with the way shit is going in life, baby, we got work to do, and it is time. So I would like to say thank you if you took the time to listen to me this far. And as always, you can check out my podcast, Hey, I Just Have a Message, on Spotify. It will be in the description below, as well as my Patreon, which is K's Intuitive Messages. It's a sacred space. And I'm also on TikTok. It's I want to say KR Tarot, and I'll link that down below as well. But as always, happy healing, and I'm going to close out with a Angel of Abundance message, a healing oracle. And yeah, so congrats on doing whatever it is you need to do for your week ahead. The spring is looking very bright for us, I will say. So let's get a healing oracle message. Ooh, that was fast. Me and you. We have me that came out. I don't know if you can see that. I allow serenity to realign me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen in honor to strive and fulfill the needs of my soul. Love yourself, girl, or nobody will. And then we get an angel message, Spirit. And I would like to say thank you, Spirit, for the message after the Angel of Abundance. And then donations, hiding, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned in manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, and money and other resources you donate will ensure your positive energy multiplies. So continuously pour into the things and the people and the places that pour back into you. Always give more than you receive. And but don't allow people to don't overextend your boundaries. Give what you can, of course, without having to be without anything. But just know that it will be multiplied. So I will see you guys Wednesday.